Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today I want to talk about American politics, and I want to talk about Sebastian Stan and Jeremy Strong's new film, The Apprentice, and what it teaches us about President Donald Trump that I think a lot of people missed that is extremely important. Okay, so we have this divide. And also I do want to say, I am, I was not going to sit through The Apprentice, right? I'm not going to sit through like what I felt. I definitely felt that this was a hit job on, that The Apprentice was good. And so I did not see this film. And the reason why it's a Hollywood film about Donald Trump, right? So I was convinced this was going to be a hit job on Donald Trump. And, to my point, what I thought was the case, Donald Trump's entire, machine, right, was highly opposed to this film. And this film had a lot of trouble even getting distribution. Many places didn't even want to carry it, right, because they thought, okay, well, we're a company, and Donald Trump is almost certainly going to be reelected. And then we're sitting here, having aired this, hit piece on him. And yeah, it was a whole thing, right? But I think everybody missed a major point in The Apprentice, and I want to talk about it today. So we have this divide in America: Republican versus LGBTQ. Now, I'm aware of the Lincoln Log Cabin. There's like four LGBTQ people who are Republican, right? So, but it's extremely edge case, and please. Actually, I'm giving you my best now. I'm giving you my humble opinion on The Apprentice, which I did not see. Right, I listened to the complete spoiler breakdown by Fish Jelly, who has a fantastic spoilers only channel on movies, and they did an incredible breakdown on this film and helped me to understand what this film was saying. Right, so you're hearing my humble opinion on The Apprentice as it exists today, with my meta information about The Apprentice. Because I'll tell you right now, I don't know if I could ever sit through a Hollywood film about Donald Trump, because it's just going to be filled with, I don't feel any Hollywood film could give a fair representation of Donald Trump. And so that keeps me from wanting to see any Hollywood movie about Donald Trump. But what we're going to talk about today, I think I might change my mind. All right. Okay. This is incredible. Okay. So we have this division, right? Republicans versus LGBTQ, LGBTQ versus Republican. And that hyper multiplied with Donald Trump. Like, LGBTQ people just despise Donald Trump. And the Republicans, really, I think at the macro level, at the 51% level, there's very little love lost for the LGBTQ community. Now, I want to clarify. I'm an evangelical Christian. Jesus said everyone's equal. We love everyone. I believe Jesus died for LGBTQ people. I believe Jesus died for hetero people. We all are loved by Jesus Christ, right? I think that's my take, right? Okay, but get this. The Apprentice, I thought this just could be some hit job, but that's not. But Fish Jelly said something amazing, right? So Nick from Fish Jelly said, one thing I took away from this film is that LGBTQ, and I'm paraphrasing here. Yeah, I'm going to try to get exactly. He said, closeted gays are responsible for Donald Trump. And I was like, wait, what? Like, wait a second, what? And so my interpretation of that is LGBTQ built the Donald Trump we have today. He would not exist without the LGBTQ community, right? So, and you're like, wait a second, what now, Scott? Yeah, you're right. That's a pretty shocking statement. The LGBTQ community built the Republicans' Titan, right? Donald Trump, in the guise he is today, super powerful, incredible communicator, highly dramatic, highly dynamic, right, would never have existed without the LGBTQ community. And one specific member of the LGBTQ community is responsible for building Donald Trump. And that man is Roy Cohn, according to the film, right? So this entire film, The Apprentice, is Donald Trump. The master and apprentice, right, is Roy Cohn. And so this film, and they did a complete spoiler breakdown. You can watch Fish Jelly's complete spoiler breakdown of this. They said this movie is about Roy Cohn telling Donald Trump how to win, right? And that every single thing Donald Trump does today to win came specifically from the LGBTQ community, which were taught to Donald Trump by the LGBT community through Roy Cohn, right? So, wait, I hear you. You're like, wait a second, Scott. Roy Cohn said he wasn't part of the LGBT community. Well, the film denies that. The film is very clear that Roy Cohn is LGBTQ, right? And when I looked it up on Wikipedia said, oh yeah, like Roy Cohn was totally LGBTQ, right? But he was closeted. Now, does the LGBTQ include people who were closeted? 100%. Yeah, absolutely. The LGBTQ community does not say, oh, if you're closeted, you don't count. Right? Like, no, absolutely not. They've never done that. And the reason why is if they exclude their community, if they excluded closeted LGBTQ members, that would be outrageously prejudiced, right? And it would go against everything that they've been saying for 20 years, right? Like for 50 years, right? Yeah, for actually 40 years, right? So, everything they've claimed, love is love, tolerance, kindness, right? Like, of course, closeted LGBTQ people are part of the LGBTQ community. So listen to this. Here's the diagram. Roy Cohn is LGBTQ, right? Part of the LGBTQ community. Roy Cohn built the winning machine that is Donald Trump today, right? Now, evangelical Christian Republicans love Donald Trump. So this is the point, right? Can't we all get along, right? We love him. We use him today to get everything we want, right? Judges, strong economy, no war, low crime, right? But not a single evangelical Christian, no evangelical Christian did ever did anything to build any part of Donald Trump, right? Donald Trump isn't even a Christian. He's not a Christian, right? You want to know how he's not a Christian? Because when he was asked, hey, are you a Christian? He said, of course I'm a Christian. I go to church. No, that's not what Christians say. Not any Christian, right? In fact, any Christian will tell you, sitting in the seats don't do it. That don't get you the ticket, buddy. You ain't going to be in heaven because you sat in the seats. Absolutely not, right? Donald Trump is not even remotely Christian, right? He is not a Christian, right? He's far closer to the LGBT community on religion than any evangelical who was about to vote for him, including me, in November, on November 5th, right? And trust me, I can trust and believe every evangelical Christian in this country is about to vote for him. No two ways about it, right? Like, so evangelicals didn't build him, and the Republicans didn't build him. And it totally makes sense. He's got riz. He's totally got riz. He's got flamboyance. He's got drama. He's got dynamism. None of that exists. Like, Newt Gingrich was like a rock star until Donald Trump showed up, right? So why can't we get along, right? You built him, LGBTQ. We just love him, right? So if you're a Republican, if you're an evangelical Christian or a Republican, you need to realize the winner, Donald Trump, that you are following was built piece by piece by the LGBTQ community. They built him, right? Like a Frankenstein monster, literally, right? Like literally, okay? And then LGBTQs, you guys built him, but we love him and we use him to win, right? And that's what's about to happen. We're about to win with what the LGBTQ community built. But that should bring us together. LGBTQ community built Donald Trump. Evangelical Christians, Republicans win with Donald Trump. Do we need to be at odds? I don't think so, right? Like, I'm extremely excited that I have somebody I can vote for who's going to reduce crime, reduce war, and reduce inflation, right? And the LGBTQs, I understand that he does some things you guys don't like, but you build him. Eugenicist. Donald Trump is the baby of the LGBTQ community from a cultural perspective. Everything he does to win is pure LGBTQ, right? None of his dynamism, none of his dramatic flair, none of his ability to persuade ever came from any Republican source or any evangelical Christian source. Not one. He's built pure out of LGBTQ parts. And Roy Cohn did it. And Roy Cohn was an LGBTQ community member. The LGBTQ community built Donald Trump. Can't we all get along? Every single word you just heard is my humble opinion on The Apprentice. On The Apprentice, based on the knowledge I got from Fish Jelly's fantastic spoiler review, and nothing more, nothing less. But the important part is when I hear your humble opinion, when you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a fetch millennium.